Hello everyone, my name is Freddie. Today I'm going to be speaking about Lau v. Nichols, which was a very important case in the fight for ELL students' rights. It passed in 1974, which is why we're talking about it. It wasn't that easy of a fight. It started in the district court, went to the Court of Appeals, began argument in 1973, and took a year to pass in the Supreme Court. Luckily, it passed unanimously, based upon things that we'll talk about in just a little bit. So kind of a little bit of background for the case was that after schools were desegregated in San Francisco in 1971, a lot of Chinese American students were finding difficulty in the ability to learn because their classes were all in English, and they didn't speak any English, they spoke Chinese. So approximately 1/3 of the students that were in this variety, non-English speaking Chinese American students, they were given some sort of help in their classes to be able to succeed. The rest of the 2/3 were put into special education classes. They were not allowed to graduate or to pass because they didn't have the proficiency in English that was necessary to do so. So without any supplemental instruction, these students were kind of at not really good odds. So again, it was argued in 1973. The case was made for them that their lack of access and opportunity was essentially discrimination based upon their nationality or race. That was kind of like the crux of their argument, but it was important to recognize that, based upon the Civil Rights Act of 1964, all students were supposed to be afforded equal access and opportunity. Given that they were not able to speak English and no efforts were being made to have them actually be able to receive the information and the education that their peers were, there was no equality of access or opportunity in that circumstance. So despite having failed in the Court of Appeals after the District Court, the Supreme Court looked into it and actually unanimously agreed that it was unconstitutional for these students to not have those opportunities, that they were being, in a sense, discriminated against, that they were facing a lack of equality of opportunity and access. So again, passed unanimously in 1974, the kind of decision that was reached was all school districts had to find some way to accommodate these students and have them be kind of granted the same equality of access and opportunity. Again, I keep saying those two words because those are kind of the most important details to kind of remember about this case, I believe. So not really imposing any strict regulations in this case. The court just determined that schools had to find some way to do this, which I think is a good decision because I don't think the Supreme Court should be deciding how schools should do just about anything. At least those, minute details, because they aren't educators. So the decision is up to us educators to find out how to do it best. And over time, I believe we found a way to help out as much as we can. But of course, we're always still learning how to do better education for ELL students and all students in general. Down in the description box, I'm going to link a couple links. First and foremost, my citations. It's important to bring those receipts. Second, I'm also going to include a video by Roger Rosenthal, who worked with Colorín Colorado, to speak a bit about the case Lau v. Nichols and its kind of effects on ELL students and the state of education in general. Finally, I'm going to include a link that I found very interesting that allows you to sort of listen to the actual court cases as they're going on. There's two particular audio files. One is the argument being made, and the other is the decision being reached for Lau v. Nichols, of course. Along with listening to it, there's the transcript which is included. Whenever someone speaks, the words are highlighted, and if a justice is speaking, their picture will light up in the background of the page. I found it all very interesting, so I hope that if you didn't find this interesting, maybe you'll find that interesting. And if you don't find that interesting, at least you'll appreciate the effort that I put into divulging this information, learning it, etc. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is. I hope you have a fantastic one.